Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. And if you are new, I do want to say welcome. If you guys need anything, please let me know. I try to get to the comments as quickly as I can. This is a community. I do not want to just be talking. I really appreciate hearing y'all's comments. Any video ideas you might have, anything like that, let me know. Guys, I want to jump into today's video, and I want to keep it simple because lately life has been kind of simple, and it's a breath of fresh air. I have a lot of goals. I have a lot of things I want to achieve. But for right now, as of the time of making this video, things are pretty smooth. Now, I do have some things coming up, especially in the military, that I got to prepare for, and some things that I have to get ready for. But for right now, guys, things are pretty smooth. And the title of today's video is enjoy the good days while you can, right? Because they're not always going to be around. And I'm not saying that every day is not good in some way. I'm just saying that if you have a good day, if you have a good time in your life, enjoy those times. There's nothing wrong with rejoicing. There's nothing wrong with enjoying your day. In fact, we should seek to do that, right? We should find the joy and the gratitude and the thankfulness in every day. A lot of people live life with anxiety and depression and stress, guys. Let's be real here. Stress, I mean, goodness, stress is hitting us from all angles, and it seems like we never get a break. And the best way to get rid of stress is to come up with a game plan, right? Is to chip away at what's causing that burden to come upon you and that's crushing you, right? But if you come to a point in life where, things are stable, guys, that's a good thing. We live in a world where we are surrounded by talks of being hyper successful and being hyper wealthy and having a lot of fame and always being busy, because every second counts, and every second, if you're not using it, is going to work against you, and there's someone out there working harder than you, and you're lazy, and all these things, guys. We've glorified self. We have become lovers of ourselves, and we have become, in the same breath, in a lot of ways, guys, these same people become very cold towards the world. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be wise with your time, with making the most of every chance you get, of observing the ant and being wise like the ants, right? We're commanded to do that in Proverbs. But at the same time, it's wild to me how cold people can get when they just shut off good things in life, right? They're constantly putting themselves into states of stress because it's never enough, right? And when they attain the things that they want, they're not happy with it because they're so stressed out, right? Their body, their mind, their soul, their heart, everything is super stressed, and they don't know how to enjoy it. It's never enough. They gotta get that next high. It's a trap, guys. A lot of, especially young men, are falling into this trap, but even young women are falling into this trap where you can't trust a man. You got to work hard. Families aren't important. Do what you can. Climb the social ladder. Climb the socioeconomic ladder. Make more money than your man. So if he leaves you, then you have money to fall back on. Guys, everything is revolving around money. And there's so many other good things in life besides money. If it wasn't for life, guys, and what it has, really there wouldn't be any point, right? And when I mean life, guys, I mean life, right? Think about that for a second. I know some people I might just lost there, but life, like, what is life? Life is finding joy. Life is finding hope. Life is finding purpose. Life is just enjoying what's around you. And I get it, guys. Sometimes there are times in your life where it is almost impossible to do that. And those days are less than the bad ones, right? But I'm here to tell you guys there is hope on the other side of things. Life can and does get better because of God's providence, because He will see you through. He will guide you through. He will slow things down in your life if you seek Him. You'll come to a place where you just rest in Him. And it's okay to enjoy the good times. It's okay to just sit back and every once in a while just observe and just be thankful and just rest. Right? There's a time and a place, but sometimes it's okay to just sit back and go, wow, okay, I've come quite a ways. I can sit back, I can just kind of rest for a second, right? I can enjoy the sunshine, I can enjoy the scenery, I can enjoy the cool air, I can enjoy the calmness and the stillness, right? So guys, I encourage you, if you're watching this video, just to slow down and just enjoy what's around you. God wants us to enjoy life. A lot of Christians have this weird idea that we're supposed to constantly be persecuted and constantly be in agony and constantly be suffering. If it should come to that, well, then, but even if it does come to that, we can still rejoice in the Lord. And that's the secret, guys, is rejoicing. Finding something to rejoice in, and that's part of that's being thankful. Part of that is being grateful, guys. There's something to it. There is something to life when you are grateful and thankful about the little things. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't, but it does something to a person. It changes you. Once you can learn to forgive people, right? And this goes hand in hand with this video, right? Because when you enjoy the good times, when you can truly enjoy good times, guys, your mind is at ease, your soul is at ease, your heart is at ease, you're resting, right? You're not holding on to hate. That's a big one these days, especially, is holding on to hate, using it to fuel you, right? Using it to power you through. I fell into that trap, but guys, it's a short burst of energy and it goes away, right? Anger consumes a man, right? It can consume you. It burns you up like a fire. But the strength from the Lord, guys, it's not going to fail. And when you look at Jesus as the perfect example of a man and how he just lived life, right? He was confident in who he was despite the opposition. Yes, he was human. Yes, he felt all the emotions we feel. He was tempted without sin, right? He was in agony. And my favorite verse in the Bible, guys, is Jesus wept, because that one verse changes so much about who Jesus is. The Bible saying that Jesus wept is probably one of the most beautiful things that could ever happen, because Jesus was 100% God, 100% man, right? Jesus came to this earth knowing what would happen at the end of his earthly, life, or so to speak, right? He knew that he would die. He knew he'd have to die, willingly give himself up. He'd be ridiculed. People wouldn't listen to him. They couldn't understand. They knew this, right? And he was a perfect example of a man. I heard somebody say that recently. He was a perfect example of what a man should be. We have this weird idea that Jesus was some hippie, and we have this weird idea these days that men have to be, just super hard and super tough and just super at your throat about everything, right? But Jesus was kind, but he was also firm. He was confident, but he was also meek. He was a perfect balance of everything. And we look at his example, right? And he oftentimes would just go to the Father. He would just pray. He would rest. But when we see that verse, Jesus wept, it makes him human. Because as humans, man, we don't like to cry. We don't like to feel sad emotions, right? But there's something about going through it, feeling those things, right? You don't have to do this in front of a lot of people, but, by yourself in privacy. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let it out, It's good for you as a person. And it's also okay to enjoy the good days, guys. I'm telling you, it really is. If you've ever struggled with any sort of issues in life when it comes to, trauma, or just working through things from childhood, or just seeing the world a certain way, maybe you had a marriage go bad, maybe you had a relationship go bad, friendship, a life, right, that you once had, and it's hard for you to find joy, I would call you to just do what you can, right? But just to sit back and kind of rest and just rest, right? Just enjoy the good day that's ahead of you. Enjoy the good day, the good evening, right? Find something good in everything around you and everybody. Try to find something good in everybody. Try to find something good, right? A big key to this is saying you get to do something, not you have to do something. Like when you wake up in the morning, it's like, wow, I get to wake up. I get to experience life again. Yeah, things might be kind of sucky right now. I might want to get to a different place in life. I really might want to just be better. But you know what? I get to attack it today. I get to face this problem. I get to be human today. I get to do my best. And that's what it's all about, guys. It's about finding that joy in everything, finding that purpose in everything. Like, this is leading me towards something greater. And the thing is, guys, when you live by joy, when you live by peace, it's easier said than done, don't get me wrong. But when you live by that, that is when doors open. That is when you'll find the good and the great in every small thing. That's when you can change a community. That's when you can change people. That's when doors will open. That's when people will notice you. God uses people, guys. He really does. And if we have that joy, if we have that peace around us, guys, that's what makes the lasting impression. You know, when people die, I've been thinking about this a lot. When people die, people don't really remember. They don't really talk about, even though some people might know this, they don't talk about, how much money someone makes, or, wow, Fred had a really big house and a really nice car. Like, they don't really talk about those things. What they talk about is who those people were, their values, and how they made people feel, how they influenced other people's lives around them, the life that they lived, right? Was it for themselves? Because you go to sometimes you go to those funerals and it's like, they say those little platitudes about real basic stuff, but then you go to those funerals, it's like, this person was known by many, loved by many, touched a lot of people's hearts. Guys, that's what it should be about. Because we don't know when this life's going to end. We don't know. It's not for us to worry about, but we need to think, how can we find the good and the great in the smallest of things? And that's true when it comes to just resting. Some of us, especially in the Western culture, are so caught up in just being so busy. And I think this is one of the biggest traps of society, is staying busy. We are slave to the schedules. People are told that they should have an hourly, checklist of everything they do in a day. They should fill up every hour with something, because, being idle is a bad thing. Being idle and doing things that are bad for you is a bad thing. But being idle and resting from how you've done everything, guys, that's one of the best things you can do, is to process things, to work through things, to understand things, to see things from a different perspective. What they don't tell you, this is crazy, they conveniently leave this out. You look at a lot of people's successful lives, you look at their stories, you look at how they live life. Guys, a lot of these people, even though they might be busy, they will always carve time out so that they can just sit and pretty much do nothing. Maybe they write, maybe they sit alone in a room, or go, to a park, and they just sit and they think, right? They just sit and they think. That is one of the most important things you can do. So do not fall into the trap of having to be busy all the time. You can never sit and enjoy. You can never sit and ponder. You can never sit and, whatever. That's when you're going to find a breakthrough. It's when you can think through something. Don't let this world think for you. Don't let this world bring you down and tell you that, oh, well, are you sure it's good? Well, turn on the news, look at this and that and this and that, and look at all this evil. Yes, it's there. It's always been there. It always will be there. In some ways, it might be getting worse, but God's in control. God has his people in his hand. And he also commands us that there's really nothing better that a man should do or can do under the sun except to eat, drink, and be merry and do all things unto God, and to enjoy his family, to enjoy his life, and to enjoy the work he does with his hands. That's the secret. The wisest man on earth, guys, talked about this, Solomon, King David's son, the man who did not ask for riches, did not ask for power, did not ask to be exalted. He wanted wisdom. The wisest man in the world wrote some of the most incredible chapters in the Bible, right, on wisdom and understanding and knowledge. And he says, when he concludes all these things, that's the best thing that you can do, is just to enjoy your life. And that's why people, guys who have, close families who love each other, yeah, they're not perfect, but they know how to relax. They know how to kick back. They know, it's Friday night, Saturday night, whatever, Saturday afternoon. They know that's the time to just kick back, relax, chill out with the family. And guys, overall, those people, they have pretty good lives. I mean, look at them. Be real here. Like, they have lower stress levels, lower instances of, negative things happening in life, usually less bad choices, things like that, right? So we're meant to be in community. We're meant to love each other. We're meant to just calm down every once in a while and just enjoy the sunny day, or the nighttime, right? I'm saying this because I was driving home tonight and I just felt the cool air, right? It's a still night. It was a beautiful day, but the night it's cold-ish, right? It's like 60. And there's a nice breeze and it just feels good. It's just refreshing. And it's just like, wow, like I think back, I've made several videos so far, guys, of how I lived on Redline for years and, grew up in a pretty fast-paced lifestyle. And, I'm finally doing something I enjoy now. I'm finally doing something that I love to do. And part of that is making these videos. I have time to make these videos. I have time to reply, if I can get to all of them. I have time to listen to others, right? It's like I'm right where I need to be. So think about that, right? Like, think about what you want to do, what brings you joy, where's the place you need to be, where's the place that God can use you the most, and just enjoy those good days that he's made, because you're meant to. You can be refreshed, you can reflect, you can just be thankful for the little things, and it will change your life, guys. It'll change your perspective, it'll change everything. So that's what I have for you guys today. Pretty chill video. If you guys need anything at all, let me know in the comments, but I'll see you on the next one.